Yo guys, what is up? London from LNTV. And today, as you might have remembered last week, and now you're wondering, London, you reviewed 4th Gen 1 last week, so what comes next? Well, 5th Gen 1. And then we're going to go in a little bit of a weird order from here, because 6th Gen 1 review is coming up next week, and that's going to be a very interesting review to get through. And then Melon Charge will not be out because of the new Bully review. So I know you're going to be wondering, why isn't he doing them in order? Well, Melon Charge I wanted to do closer to the anniversary party, which I'm going to for this movie. And that just makes more sense overall to do it on that day. So I figured it was worth time to examine Top Notch Babysitter's 6th studio installment or 5th animated installment, however way you look at it. Top Notch Babysitter 5th Gen 1, which released back in February of 2020. This movie really consisted of it was an hour and 25 minutes. It was a lot more of a happy, bright, chipper, cheerful film than it was anything too like dark or a mixture of both with the character developments or character arcs. It wasn't really anything too gritty. It was more so a little bit chipper and happy. So this film was all around just a little bit more of a happy, upbeat, uplifting film like we got from 1st Gen, 3rd Gen, and now 5th Gen 1. So all three of these films really spoke, and there was a lot of great stuff about them. I mean, come on. The production was shimmeringly great. The villains, Bernard Dribb, Brian Bradford, and Marty Miner, all make an amazing trio of evil. And the fact that they're conspiring against characters like Melissa, characters like Evie, characters like Sydney, characters like Corey and Micaiah, that makes an interesting setup and storyline for this movie that came out on February of 2020, February 22nd to be specific. This movie is an hour and 25 minutes long and 25 seconds, but it really makes an interesting watch that very feels enjoyable to a lot of fans as they focus on quality over quantity. I've talked about this film enough. Now everybody's favorite guest is here to join us. Lily the Mermaid. Say hi, Lily. Hi, do I have the right series? I'm pretty sure you got the right series. Yeah, because Top Notch Babysitter 5th Gen 1 not only resonates with me because it's such a great, happy film, but it's because people always point to Melon Charge as an Omen as their best work. And me personally, I think it has competition with the animated debut from 2018, even though, whatever, that's just my opinion. A lot of people love Melon Charge, but there were two parts to the competition with 6th Gen 1. That was the before part, which is 5th Gen 1, and obviously Melon Charge, the sequel. I would even say this film, people liked the new Bully more than they did this. But it was not initially successful, but everybody points to this film now as one of the best films, and it did get a lot of success, but it wasn't really one of the most successful films they had made. Look, I'll agree with you there, Lily. This film definitely feels like an interesting one, and there's a lot of substance to this movie too that I can really relate to. There's some cuts, some villain choices that are interesting. Like Bernard Dribb was a villain I wasn't originally a fan of being a character in this movie, and there were some scenes that made me question my head and question mark above my head, and I was like, at first with the villains, but it's a all around really enjoyable film now that I look at the different lens and the way the build up and the hype for this movie was insane. This was the first Top Notch Babysitter release. I'm pretty sure the first one that had a big build up, but I just didn't really get into it at first, and that's one of the things I really regret because this film kind of built up off of hypeness around the time of December 2019 to February 2020 when the release day came around, and there was just a lot of build up on this thing. And the reason for that was because I didn't care was because I was just now going through Langtree. I had a lot of bullying problems, but the movie, I just didn't, get into it because I was dealing with a lot of personal struggles as much as other films, but I still enjoyed it. And Lily, what did you think? Well, I personally was at a great time in my life. I was swimming in the ocean, going to movie theaters in the ocean. Oh, right, you're a mermaid. Yeah. Of course, it's Lily the Mermaid. Duh. But I was a human back then who just wore the mermaid tail look. So, I tried to really enjoy this film a lot for what it was. But specifically this film in particular, what'd you say? I just think this movie is great. Yeah, specifically, we're both in agreement on that. And specifically, I think this movie was just amazing. It was really good. And it just came out at a great time in my life. I love it, and I get it can be a little bit more of a lot to take in because it did only was in theaters for like I think a week or 2 weeks because of COVID. You know, the coronavirus. That's funny. Yeah, but the movie was only in theaters for a little bit of time before COVID, so everybody was like watching it and stuff, and then they just quickly forgot about it. But to be fair, it's a really, really good movie. There's a lot of depthity to it too. It's a really, really good one. I really enjoyed this one. I gotta say though, for a movie that's primarily built around a world of a better Battery City, probably the best Battery City in the movies, a lot of great characters that we were already familiar with, but Sydney was one that really resonated with me at my time. So I just really loved this movie. So what are you scoring it? A 3 out of 3, 10 out of 10. Look, I'll agree with you there. It's definitely a 10 out of 10. So we'll see you next time. That was me and Lily. Say bye, Lily. Bye. Bye.